This is how I turned this into this. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ramen, and we're back with another breakdown, another smooth R&B sample that I'm about to show y'all today. So without further ado, let's get right into this thing, man. So first, we're going to break down the chords, and I'll kind of like lay down a little bit of the theory that I was using to make these. So we're working in the key of A sharp minor, and the first chord we have is a B flat minor ninth. And then we repeat that just one more time here. And then for this transition chord right here, we have a G flat dominant seventh, and we're also flatting the fifth. Then we're moving on to an E flat minor ninth. Repeating that one more time here. And then we cap it off with an E flat diminished chord. Now, almost all the synths in this track come from Analog Labs, so really this is kind of like an Analog Lab showcase. I got a lot of people asking where I get them from, and it's kind of hard to answer because almost every sound is from a different pack. But one of these days, I'm going to really set aside some time to show y'all kind of all of my favorite sounds and where I got them from. But this is the first sound that I used to kind of kick off the inspiration for it. And if you can see, I took all the root notes and just brought them up to kind of keep it closer. I didn't want this one to have much low end. And this is what it sounds like. Now for the effects for that one, we got a Pro Q3 just to cut off the highs. We got a RC20 just because I love this vinyl effect. And then we use a bit crusher. I use Soundmatic's Origins because it's free, but you can really use any bit crusher to get this vibe. At this point, I just started layering. I wanted to find more sounds that matched it in that tone just because I love the tone it was going with. And this is what it sounds like. Next up, we're working on the bass. I found this little preset that used the ARP 2600 in analog. It gave me like this perfect like plug bass vibe that I was going for. And this is what this sounds like. And then I actually layered that with another plug bass because I wanted more oomph to it. And this is what this sounds like. Next up, we got like the next synth that I wanted. I'm going to showcase it just raw, just without any effects. And then I'll show all the effects I threw onto it. But we got the Prophet 5 over from Analog. And this is what it sounds like without anything added. So to keep it nice and short, we're using the same exact effects from that first instrument I showed you, but there's one thing we're adding onto it. I also added a shaper box for the sidechain effect, and this is what it sounds like with all the effects. Now the next thing I added was another layer of just like one of my favorite synths I have in my collection. I always consider it kind of like the glue synth, if that makes sense. It just brings a lot of other sounds that I want. It just finds a way to bring them all together. And this is what it sounds like. And now the last piece we got from all the instruments from Analog is kind of like this more of a supporting element, but it's like a little bit of a pad. And then we threw all the other effects that I used on those previous two kind of like showcases I was telling you about. But then I also threw a vintage verb with just a little bit of the knob turned down because I didn't want to go in too crazy. And it sounds like this. Now the drum loop and the vocal samples are pretty easy to break down. I got the drum loop from one of the drum kits I got on my collection, and then I just threw in a fruity EQ with just this exact preset on it, really just to keep the mids in there. And it sounds like this. I just realized you might have, if you watch other videos, I've probably used that exact same one. So, little funny way of connecting it. Now we got the vocal sample that I got from Splice. I'm going to play it without any of the effects, and then I'm going to show y'all what I put on it. You give me what I really want, everything I've been searching for. Loving you make it easy to. The first thing we threw on it was a fruity EQ, really keeping the low mid as well as the high mid in there, cutting out everything else. Then I used Little Altar Boy to pitch it down just 5. Highly recommend it. I love Little Altar Boy. Then I threw in a touch of reverb. I kind of adjusted the pre-delay a little bit just to give it more of a natural kind of vibe to it. And this is what it sounds like with all the effects. And that's the breakdown, family. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that one. This one had more elements than usual, but I really wanted to kind of go in depth with that. As always, appreciate y'all. Much love.